Food bloggers, hi, how are you today? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Eat Blog Talk podcast. This is the place for food bloggers to get information and inspiration to accelerate your blog's growth and ultimately help you to achieve your freedom, whether that's financial, personal, or professional. I'm Megan Porta. I have been a food blogger for 13 years, so I understand how isolating food blogging can be. I'm on a mission to motivate, inspire, and most importantly, let each and every food blogger, including you, know that you are heard and supported. It is not very often, maybe not even ever, that podcast guests make me cry in the best way. Sonia Khosla from Love Incredible Recipes was so sweet. She brought the most incredible topic to our conversation, which is mindset for food bloggers and how to have a happier, healthier, more successful life in business. She was so inspiring and sweet, hence the tears before we even started recording. And I love her vibe and energy. We talked about so many things, from making sure you're doing those small, consistent changes over time that really add up and carry momentum through your business, having the right perspective even when things don't go as planned, focusing on gratitude every single day, making sure that you're taking care of yourself in the ways that you know you need to take care of yourself, and so many other great things. Maybe I'm just in an emotional space right now. I don't know, but I was super emotional through this entire recording of this interview. Sonia really brought goodness to this conversation. I hope you're inspired by it as well. This is episode number 554, sponsored by RankIQ. Hello there, food blogger friends. I want to take a really quick break from this episode to chat about a few ways Eat Blog Talk can help you to feel connected, as well as to get your hands on relevant, valuable information in 2024. It has been a bit of a tumultuous year so far. Do you agree? But you have come too far to stop now. This time is a minor blip in the journey, so buckle up and let's do this journey together and come out on the other side stronger than ever. Eat Blog Talk now has a Facebook group. Go join the Eat Blog Talk community Facebook group to get in on some great discussions. Once you're inside, you will gain access to a free job postings shared document, whether you're offering a service or looking for a service. There's also the new-ish accountability group that Eat Blog Talk offers. This group is a low investment membership for anyone looking to connect with peers and grow your business. This is for newer bloggers, intermediate bloggers, and experienced bloggers. We offer robust calls and Slack discussions and so much more in this group for the low cost of $34 a month. The Eat Blog Talk mini minds and mastermind groups are still being offered in 2024 and beyond. Mini minds groups start up again in October, and we will start filling the 2025 mastermind group in late summer of 24. Join the waitlist for one of these groups and you will not be disappointed. And last but not least, join us at an in-person retreat. If you are ready to learn, grow, and build relationships in person, join me and a handful of your fellow food bloggers at an upcoming Eat Blog Talk retreat. This is such a great opportunity to convene in an intimate setting so you can learn, collaborate, and connect. These retreats involve mastermind-style peer-to-peer collaborating, and they're incredibly powerful, delicious, so much good food, and fun. For all the offerings mentioned, head to eatblogtalk.com and you will be directed in the appropriate way. We are more than just a podcast. Go explore some of these other offerings as your time and budget allows. Can't wait to see you in some of those other places. Now back to the episode. Sonia Khosla founded Love Incredible Recipes as a way to share her favorite vegetarian and refined sugar-free recipes. She has a passion for food and making recipes using fresh and healthier ingredients. Love Incredible Recipes aims to inspire people to make fresh vegetarian meals using wholesome ingredients as well as refined sugar-free desserts and snacks. Hello, Sonia. How are you today? So happy to have you on the podcast.
Hi, Megan. I'm good, thank you. And I'm so happy to be here. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm super excited to start my day with you. I'm excited about our topic too. This is one that resonates with me, as you know.
Yes. I'm so excited as well. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Oh, my pleasure. So before we get into this amazing topic, do you have a fun fact about yourself to share?
Oh, yes, yes. So my fun fact is that I am actually a pharmacist.
Oh,
Yeah, and as part of my studies as a pharmacist, a lot of it involved making medicine, which was quite an enjoyable and interesting experience. And it's something that I really love doing, making things from recipes and foods to even medicines. So, yeah, that's just my little fun fact.
oh wow. Yeah, like the creativity fills all the gaps in your life.
Yes, everything, everything. And it was really, and it's quite interesting because making medicine's pretty similar to making food in terms of the recipe and the experimentation side and the accuracy. So I do like to use a little bit of that when I'm experimenting with my recipes, bit of science.
Yeah, I never thought of that parallel, but it makes sense, right? Like you have to keep experimenting, and then when you get it right, it's right, and you use the same formula over and over.
Yes, yes. I love that bit when you get it right. Experiment, experiment, and then,
Yeah, you just know when it's good. I don't think
yeah.
I've ever had a pharmacist on the show,
Oh,
which
that's
is
great.
crazy. I've had like engineers and doctors of other types, but not a pharmacist. So you're the first of your kind.
Oh, that's great.
Well, okay, so you're a pharmacist, but you're also a food blogger. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about your food blog if you don't mind.
Yes, I'd love to. So I am a huge foodie by in general, and I do love experimenting with different ingredients and making food. So I've really just dabbled in cooking and baking for quite a long time, and I really wanted a way to share my recipes. And so I was exploring the different options, and I have been a regular listener to your show, to Eat Blog Talk. I love it,
Yay.
absolutely love it. Thank you so much for all the value that you provide. And it was really a source of inspiration for me because I was just like deciding what's the best platform to share my recipes, to share it with the world. And food blogging is a really great option. And through the podcast, listening to the podcast, it really inspired me to just start this food blog. So I created Love Incredible Recipes, a food blog to share my favorite recipes. And on the blog, you'll find vegan, vegetarian recipes, and also refined sugar-free recipes. So desserts that you can make with natural sweeteners like dates, maple syrup, and things like that.
Oh, amazing. And when did you start your food blog?
So I started my food blog last year.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's still building slowly, and hopefully it'll grow.
Okay, so I know you're interested in mindset and just focusing on that to create a happier, healthier, more successful life and also a more successful business. So, how did you get into the mindset aspect?
Oh, so I've really been drawn to a positive, to cultivating a really strong mindset from a young age, as part of even studying pharmacy. Just to really, I guess, to achieve your goals, you really do need a strong mindset, and also to have a happier, healthier life. I feel like it all starts with that mindset. It's like the foundation. I guess there's so many ways that we can cultivate a good mindset, and I think one of the ways is actually through small, consistent changes. So, if you want to implement a healthier habit into your life, sometimes just doing it in a small, consistent way is the most effective way.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is like the theme of my life, honestly.
Yes.
I think it's the most powerful message ever, and it's so
Yes.
easy to do. It's just getting to that place where you can do it over and over and over, but it doesn't have to be, like you
Yes.
said, it can be a small thing. It doesn't have to be a
Yes.
large, sweeping life change. But if you're consistent, the results can be so amazing.
100%. And sometimes you don't even realize that there is a snowball effect. And before you know it, you reach your goal and you've enjoyed the process because you've just done it in small steps versus feeling overwhelmed with some huge task that you've got to achieve or huge task that you've got to do.
Yeah. Do you have any examples of really small things that you've implemented in either your life or your business that have paid off?
Yeah, so I would say small, even healthier habits like going for more walks, exercising. I think that's something that I've tried to implement into my daily routine, connecting with nature. And I feel like that really contributes to a better mindset. It really helps you. Both the physical exercise and the activity side, and also just being in the outdoors and just incorporating that even when we've got busy schedules. Sometimes you're working long hours and you're just so busy, but having a little bit of that time for yourself just carving out that time on a regular basis does wonders, because then you're a lot more productive in the hours that you are working.
Totally agree with that. And then you mentioned snowball effect. I don't know about
Yes.
you, but I find that when I do one little thing consistently over a period of time, that I start doing other little things. Like I'm inspired to do more, right?
Absolutely. I completely agree as well. I think that, I guess, it gives you that momentum, and it
Yeah.
puts you in that upward trend. So then you're ready to take on more and more.
Yeah. Have you read Atomic Habits, just out of curiosity, by James Clear?
I've got the book, and it's actually
Oh,
on my list. It's the next read.
oh, good. You should definitely read it. You will love it if you love this concept. It's basically all about this and how powerful and the momentum. You mentioned that word momentum. That's so
Absolutely.
true. If you just start doing it, it'll take off for you. What other things do you implement in your life for mindset?
So I would say I also like to shift my focus. So one of the things that I find that can really help with our mindset is shifting your perspective on things. So sometimes, I mean, even in the blogging world, particularly, there's just ups and downs, there's so many changes, and it could bring people down. And I feel like what would help with your mindset is to shift your perspective and your focus onto the things that you like, or even your small wins. For instance, you've developed a recipe and you absolutely love that recipe, and you've taken shots and you've put it up. Something like that will just keep your mindset strong, and it'll keep you happy, and it'll keep you going, versus focusing on, I don't know, the algorithm change, or Google updates, things like that. And I find that really can strengthen your mindset and keep you going in the long term.
Do you find this hard? Because I think a lot of people do, including myself, especially when it's like, it seems like one hit after another with just things going on in our world.
I completely agree. And I will admit that it's something that I've really had to train my mind to do. And I think that it's something that you have to constantly remind yourself, and also allow yourself, when these things do happen, allow yourself to feel that feeling, because it's not easy. I mean, we're all working hard, we're all putting so much love and energy into it, and there is a lot out there, particularly now with all the changes that can bring us down. So just at that point, just to try and go back to what we love about it, go back to it, just to bring us back up and to keep us going.
Yeah.
Because I really feel like we've all got something to give, and we've got our own unique things that we want to share with the world. And it's a shame for these things to stop us from doing that.
And we each have unique things to learn, right?
Yes, on our own journey.
Yeah, right. And that's hard to do when you're in the midst of like, oh my gosh, my traffic just tanked 50%. That's so hard. But if you can just keep that perspective of, this is my story, and I'm going to pull lessons and themes out of here that are going to carry me through the rest of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess even for me, I'm trying to build this and grow, and it is a really uncertain time, because the things that I've learned in the past, where, okay, well, if you do this and this will work. And now I think, okay, well, this is what I've heard, but it's not necessarily working. It's a little bit strange. There's a lot of uncertainty going on. But I guess what really keeps me going is just thinking about the people that I'm impacting, the people that I'm helping. The people who said, okay, I've tried your recipe, this was great, I really loved it, or you've inspired me, and trying to focus on the joy and focusing on how I'm helping people, or how it's going to inspire people. Because I really believe food bloggers can be so inspirational, and they can inspire people to create new dishes. It brings a lot of excitement to the world, and it's a shame if people have to give that up.
I love that you do that. That's such a great way to reframe anything that you're going through. Just like, how am I inspiring people? And
Yes.
I just had the thought of like maybe putting those reminders around your house or in a notebook, your journal, just to remind yourself throughout the day that you're showing up and inspiring humans.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I love that.
Well, you started it. I think I never thought of it like that, like what you're doing for others to change your own perspective. I think that is so smart. And yeah, it could definitely pay off for everyone, not just you, but for the people you're serving too.
Yeah, I just feel like it just puts you in that giving mindset, and it feels so good. I guess it feels like you're serving. And I've always found that fuels me more than just the task in itself.
Yeah. Well, giving and serving, could that be another mindset shift?
Yes, actually, that's exactly one that I had
Oh,
in
what a
mind.
great segue.
Oh, brilliant! I love that. Oh, you're just like a mind reader. That's excellent. Yeah. So with I'm a very huge fan of Tony Robbins.
Oh,
I
love
find
him.
his work is just so. It's actually, I would say, that's one of the contributing factors to, like, I guess what led me towards really cultivating a strong positive mindset. He's been a really inspirational, a fundamental key in that. And
Yeah.
one of his quotes is, "The secret to living is giving."
Ooh.
And I really do feel that. I feel that the more we give to others, the more fulfilled we'll be. And, in the space of blogging, we're sharing recipes with others, we're giving people tips. These are recipes that we've made, we've tried and tested, and now we know this works. This is something that our family and our friends love, and we're sharing this with the world. We're showing people, okay, well, these are some tips to make your dish the best dish that you can serve at this party, and you're giving advice and you're really helping people. And even in the community of blogging, like just like just like Eat Blog Talk, and even the community that you've created on Facebook, I feel like it's in the mode of giving. You're bringing people together, you're helping us connect, and you're serving such a great purpose, and it's really helping people, and it's actually inspired so many people on this journey. And I feel like that really is true fulfillment.
Oh, yes. And that feels good, right? I mean, it kind of seems counterintuitive that if you
Yeah.
give, that your mindset is going to improve, but it's so true. If you
Yes.
serve and show up in a true
Yep.
just spirit of giving and serving other people, so many good things will come back to you.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then as far as like food bloggers, how does that look for them? So showing up and serving their users, just
Yes.
creating intentional, awesome quality recipes. What else?
Yeah. I also would say, even in the community itself, food bloggers helping other food bloggers. I feel that's also a really nice thing to do, because once upon a time, someone started somewhere, and they may have received that help from someone else who was a little bit more experienced in that. And that giving, it all comes back, I feel. Like you're helping someone else, that's going to help them, and then you'll get help yourself in another way.
Hey, awesome food bloggers, taking a quick break to talk about a new favorite strategy I've been using within RankIQ to garner some extra traffic for my food blog. First of all, you have to sign up for RankIQ if you're not already. The investment in this tool is minimal and it will pay for itself in dividends, trust me. Once you're inside, head to the Rankings Audit section and connect to your Google Search Console account. Run the audit in a single click. This will take just a few seconds. Now scroll down to the pages experiencing traffic contraction in the past 28 days section. Browse through these URLs, weeding out any seasonal content. Pull out the top 10 URLs or so and plug the focus keyword for each of them into an incognito Chrome window. If your post does not pop up in the top 3 results on Google, spruce them up and republish as soon as you can. Sprucing might include partial or full rewrites, new photos, breaking up paragraphs, adding valuable H2s to the post, running it through the RankIQ optimizer, or analyzing your competition and adding value to the post, aligning with what some of your competitors are doing. Don't copy, never copy, only emulate. Make the changes depending on what your post needs, republish, sit back and watch the post climb back up in the rankings. Head to rankiq.com today to get started. Now back to the episode. It's so true. And this community is so giving. I've had so many people say that recently from outside of our community. They come in and they're like, wow, you guys are really supportive and just serving of one another. And that's not the case in a lot of other niches, which is it's kind of sad to hear, but it's also like, oh, wow, we've got something right here.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that. I think it's really nice.
Yeah, right. And it does like bleed over. So when you feel that, when someone gives to you, you just want to give to others. And it's like this ripple effect, kind of the momentum thing that you talked about earlier.
And it's like contributing as well, which is so it feels so good to do.
Yes, totally agree. All right, what other mindset tips for a happier life do you have?
Well, I would say another one could even be how we define success. So that's, I would say, particularly with happiness. Sometimes, and I think that is just, I guess, everywhere in the world, and myself included, we can put conditions on ourselves to be happy. So, if you've had only once you achieve a certain milestone, or once you have this number of followers, or once you have this number of this, like, a certain number of traffic per month, that's when you can be happy. And I feel like these conditions can then sometimes take away the true joy of blogging itself, of expressing our creativity, of just enjoying the present moment and enjoying the things that actually led us to blogging in the first place. And so I really feel like if we could shift our definition of success and actually think we can be happy whilst we're doing it, even if whether or not we achieve this milestone, we're going to be happy in this moment.
So how do you define a success for yourself?
Well, I would say it's constantly changing. But at this point, I will say for me, true success is fulfillment from within. If I feel like I'm fulfilled and I'm happy with what I'm doing, I think that's the truest success. And if I as long as I can maintain that as well.
And that's in the present moment, right? So it's not like a future version of you that you're hoping and dreaming for. It's like you are happy now, and that's success.
Yeah. Yes. And sometimes it's so easy to just for your mind to race ahead to the future and think, oh, how's this going to be? What about this? What about that? So it's just constantly training your mind back to just feeling happy in this moment. And I guess feeling grateful for having the opportunity to do something like this as well.
I think this is hard for a lot of people too, because we get caught up in our thinking and the thoughts of what we should be and what we could be and all of that.
Yes.
But I think this leads to another point, which I assume is something you want to talk about, which is gratitude, because I think gratitude is like the key to finding that moment success.
I couldn't agree more. I really believe that that's the secret ingredient for a happy life. And it's something that has certainly helped me with my mindset and with happiness. And it's something that I'm still regularly practicing. And I notice on days when I do practice this, I'm a lot happier. I feel a lot, no matter what's going on around me, it certainly helps. And I guess that leads me to a book that I really recommend, which is by Rhonda Byrne, which is called The Magic.
Oh, I don't think I've read that.
It is a life-changing book. It actually transformed the way I think, the way I look at gratitude. I mean, I've always considered myself someone who expresses gratitude. I say thank you. I appreciate things. But when I read that book, it really takes gratitude to a whole new level. And it's just amazing.
Is she the author of The Secret?
Yes.
Okay, I think I have read it then. Okay, yes. I read it about a year ago. Loved it. It is so good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love how she's got the different exercises in the book and how you could just practice each one to implement gratitude in different forms and in different areas of your life, from your health to your relationships to your career. And I really feel like it just shifts. So you're in that abundance mindset and you just really appreciate the blessings. And then you ironically bring more blessings into your life as well.
Do you find that this is something that never ends? Like it's something you have to do every day, no matter what, even when you're in a good spot, like you feel like, oh, I'm really happy and things are flowing well. Like you still have to keep doing that?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've experimented at times where I've been in a good spot and then I think, okay, I don't need to do this. In the past, I thought, I don't need to do this anymore. But then you realize that by doing it, you're actually magnifying even those happy feelings. You're amplifying it even more. So sometimes, and I guess like it can change. So sometimes you don't even notice, like on a daily basis, you might be at a peak state, you might be at a 10 out of 10. And then without maintaining that, it could slip slightly, slowly. And sometimes we don't realize that on a daily basis. So by having this sort of practice, which is now something that I like as part of my small consistency in my daily routine, I like to implement her regular exercise just to reflect on a few things that I'm grateful for on a daily basis, because then it keeps my mindset focused towards those things. And then I can maintain that happiness throughout the day.
Yes.
Even during difficult times.
Yes, exactly. Happy and sad and hard times, right? Like all of the above. Do you start your day right away with gratitude?
Yes, I love to do that. I love to reflect on things I'm grateful for. If sometimes I'm in a little bit of a rush in the morning, I like to try and bring it, whether it's midday or towards the end of the day. But I always like to set aside some time to just reflect on things that I'm grateful for and just count my blessings.
Yes. And it sets a tone for the day for me when I do that.
Yes.
Otherwise, I feel like, okay, I woke up this morning and my dog pooped 4 times in my basement. And
Oh,
my husband's been gone for a week and I think he's mad. And I was like, oh my gosh, this could ruin my whole day. I was so mad. But then I just stopped and I was like, wait a second, in the big picture, grand scheme of life, I'm going to look back at this and maybe laugh. So I set aside a few moments. I'm pretty impressed with myself to just step away from the gross poop and just show gratitude for all of the things. And it helped me so tremendously.
yeah.
Like, I think a previous version of Megan would have totally spiraled down this, like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
has ruined my day. And then I would have told everyone about it. And oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It turned me around. Just like it literally took me 2 minutes to focus on just a handful of things I'm so grateful for. And I was like, okay, not a big deal.
That's amazing. I think that's the best. I think that's the best way to do it. I completely agree, and I would say the same. A previous version of me, when something goes wrong, would have just gone over in it and had a discussion about it. But then, just by this small little change, it takes your day. It just switches your day.
It does. And yeah, that I think it's so cool when we can stop and say, a previous version of me would have acted so differently.
Yes.
And like that is a sign of I'm actually making progress as a human. This is so cool. And then that gives me even more momentum. Like, I've got this. I can clean this mess up, no problem, and move on with a happy day.
Completely. I completely agree. I really agree. And it just makes you, I guess, you feel proud of yourself at how much you've grown. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you've read this book too, The Gap and the Gain by Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
It is a game changer. It changed my life, but it's like that concept of how far you've come versus how far you have to go. And it just changed everything, that perspective for me.
That sounds amazing.
If you have not read it, so put that after Atomic Habits.
That will be the next one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love this.
I know. I have a little like ongoing list of books that I need to read. And I pulled out my sheet when you mentioned the magic, but then I realized I'd read that. But I've got a little list here building up.
That's great. I'll have to get all your recommendations as well.
Yeah, I have. So if you go to eblogtalk.com/books, I have all the books in categories that I have read. I mean, not all of them are my favorites, but I should probably go through there and like bold my favorites or something. I don't know, but
that sounds so good.
Yeah,
I mean, I think books are a great way to for mindset and just inspiration in general. I feel like you can get so much from them.
Yeah, I know. I agree with this. So authors spend so much time creating books and all like life experiences, like things that took them 10 or 20 years to experience. They're putting in a few pages that you can read in a few hours, which I think is amazing. And you can buy it for like $20. There's no better ROI, I think, than getting a really good mindset book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
So, okay, we were talking about gratitude. Is there anything else, Sonia, that you feel like could keep us on track with our mindset?
Well, I guess another thing I'd say is that's quite important is self-care. I'd say that it's quite easy. I mean, there's always something to do with in the blogging world or in general day-to-day life. There's always something that needs to be done. But it's really important, I feel, to take some time out for ourselves, having a self-care ritual, carving out time, whether it's a daily thing or a weekly thing, just to rest and reset. And I feel like it can help us prevent burnout.
Yes, and burnout's terrible. So don't go to burnout.
No.
Yeah.
Just unplugging a little bit.
Yeah. And I think this is different for everyone, right? Like self-care is going to look differently for every individual.
Yeah.
How does it look for you? What's your ideal self-care routine?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, funnily enough, I would say that part of my self-care actually is cooking.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But I would say cooking for just the sake of cooking. So just completely experimenting, just playing in the kitchen without thinking, okay, I've got to put this up or anything. Just no end result, but just the joy of cooking in itself and enjoying the food as well. I mean, enjoying the delicious recipes that we create.
It is nice as food bloggers to not have the stress, or not stress, but like the constraints sometimes. Like you can just go into the kitchen. It feels so liberating to be able to do that occasionally. Oh,
yeah, love it.
That is the best ever. I don't do that enough.
How about you? What's your idea of self-care?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I think cooking without limitations is really good, but I do start my day with a morning routine, which I consider my self-care that I do daily. So it's like get up right away, I work out. If it's nice out, I'll go for a walk with my dog. And then I do gratitude and then
That's great.
meditation. Those are like my foundational things. But then if I have time, I'll do other things. Like I like to draw, so I'll sit down and draw and
wow,
go sit in our hot tub. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, this is getting a little ridiculous. It's 10 a.m. and I should probably get to work.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It's really like in the stretches when I'm focusing on that and doing it really well, I feel so good. I feel so empowered, so healthy, and just ready to tackle things mentally. So I think this is a huge one that is easy to write off because we're so busy.
Yeah. And sometimes you think, oh, I don't have time for that.
Exactly.
I've got to do something else. But yeah, I mean, that sounds really nice, the drawing and...
Yeah, I mean, it is something that we say we don't have time for, but you don't have time not to do it either. Like whatever it is for you, even if it's 20 minutes of, taking a walk in your neighborhood or whatever, like I so strongly believe that self-care can turn your life around, just like everything you're talking about. Literally everything you've said can
definitely
change things.
And it can be different for everyone. And I agree with you. I also like to do the gratitude practices and meditation. And I think there's small things that we can do that we enjoy, even things that we enjoy, whether it's going to a dance class or whether it's going to a museum, bringing our creativity, or just having some fun, just playing in the garden with kids. It's just these small little things I feel can just bring us so much joy. And then when we're in that joyful state, we're going to be able to do so much more.
Oh, I love how you said that. That was perfectly said. And then also that joyful state, for me, it takes my mind off of work, which I need sometimes because I will ruminate over everything if I'm just sitting at my desk all day. So I need to step away and force myself to do some of those things sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you have any other points, Sonia, about mindset?
Well, I guess with relation to self-care, just certain self-care things like exercise, staying hydrated, even things like that. So making sure you're having your fresh meals and just doing healthy habits like exercising, making sure you're going outdoors, you're getting enough sunlight. Those sorts of things I feel can really help your body and your mind as well.
Hydration is something that I overlook often. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't had any water today. No wonder I'm feeling weird.
Yeah.
But you can change that really easily, right? Like pour yourself a glass of water and just drink it.
Yeah. And sometimes I like to just put a slice of cucumber or lemon, just spruce it up a little.
Yes, agreed. I love like fruit in the water or cucumber is good too.
Yes.
Anything else that we need to touch on before we start saying goodbye, Sonia?
I think we covered quite a nice little range of different things for mindset.
I love what you said earlier about just all of this being the foundation for your success as entrepreneur, but also your happiness as a human. I really believe that. That's why I started doing those little solo mindset episodes, because it's kind of a crazy time right now out there.
Yeah.
And we need that. We need to go back to that foundation and really build the things that matter so that we can sustain ourselves in our businesses.
I completely agree. I think it's the foundation. And I think with the strong mindset, you can get through anything.
Yeah. I feel like you and I should be really good friends. I love everything you said. And do you live in the UK?
Yes, I do.
Right? Okay.
Yes. If you're ever in the UK, come on over.
Gosh. Yeah, we want to go over there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Just give me a shout whenever you are, whenever you're around.
And if you're here in the US, you let me know too.
I'd love to. I do love the US. It's beautiful.
Oh, yes. Lots of beautiful stuff over here too.
So nice. So
well,
great.
Thank you. This was such a fun and valuable informational conversation. I so appreciate your time today, and it was so good to connect with you, Sonia.
It was so great to connect with you, and thank you again for having me. I just really enjoy your podcast, and I'm grateful that I could contribute to it as well.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. Do you have either a favorite quote or words of inspiration to leave us with?
Oh, well, I guess one of the quotes I would say is "Where focus goes, energy flows," and that's by Tony Robbins. I really love that quote, and I think for mindset and just for happiness as well, when you're focusing on things that make you happy, that's where your energy will flow.
That's one of my favorite quotes of his ever. I say it to myself almost every day. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, great. Oh,
yes,
that's brilliant.
Yes. Okay, well, we'll put together show notes for you, Sonia, and you can find those at eblogtalk.com/love incredible recipes. I love the name of your blog, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, tell everyone where they can find you.
Yes, so you could find me on the blog at www.loveincrediblerecipes.com. We're also on Instagram at Love Incredible Recipes, TikTok also at Love Incredible Recipes, and Facebook as well, Love Incredible Recipes, and Pinterest too, same handle.
Awesome. Everyone, go check Sonia's content out. And thanks again for being here. And thank you so much for listening, food bloggers. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Eat Blog Talk. Don't forget to rate and review Eat Blog Talk on your favorite podcast player. Thank you, and I will see you next time.